The sun hadn't risen when Sheriff Wade Hollister dragged Magnolia Lane, barely 28, through Millbrook's dusty streets. Her wrists burned under tight ropes as the townsfolk gathered, women whispering behind gloved hands, men spitting in disgust. From his porch, Cyrus Blackwood, 67, watched with a clenched jaw. He'd seen enough false justice in his years to recognize it parading down Main Street. Cornelius Ashford, Millbrook's wealthiest man, strutted beside the sheriff, pointing at Maggie. "There she is, folks," his voice boomed. "The thief who stole my wife's emerald necklace and diamond brooch, worth more than most of you earn in 5 years." Maggie's head hung low, but her green eyes flashed defiance. Cyrus knew she wasn't guilty. For 6 months, he'd seen her work for the Ashfords, treating their possessions like treasures. A woman that careful didn't turn thief overnight. The crowd pressed closer as Hollister stopped Maggie before the general store. "By my authority," he declared, badge glinting in the dawn, "Magnolia Lane is banished from Millbrook. You've got 1 hour to gather your things and leave. If I see you again, it's the county jail. No trial, no investigation, just Ashford's word against a poor woman with no family." Cyrus's stomach churned. Maggie lifted her head, her voice sharp. "I never stole nothing, and you all know it. If this is Millbrook's justice, maybe leaving ain't so bad." Murmurs rippled through the crowd. Mrs. Patterson from the bakery bit her lip, others exchanged doubtful glances. They knew Maggie's character, but fear of Ashford silenced them. Cyrus made his choice. Stepping off his porch, boots hitting the dirt, he drew every eye. Even the town dog seemed to sense the moment's weight. Hollister's hand twitched toward his gun. "This ain't your concern, Cyrus." Cyrus ignored him, gently taking Maggie's elbow. "Mississippi Lane, I've got work and a place to stay at my ranch." The crowd gasped. Ashford's face purpled. "Have you lost your mind, Cyrus? She's a thief." Cyrus turned, voice steady. "Cornelius, I've known you since you were a boy, lying your way out of trouble. If you say she stole, I'd bet my ranch she's innocent." Hollister bristled. "You're harboring a criminal, Cyrus. That makes you an accomplice." Cyrus chuckled dryly. "Criminal? You didn't search her things, question witnesses, or look for that jewelry elsewhere. You just took Cornelius's word like a dog with a bone." Maggie stared up at him, stunned. "Mr. Blackwood, why risk your reputation for a stranger?" His gray eyes softened. "I've got a nose for truth, young lady. You're honest as fresh rain. Besides, anyone who keeps Ashford's house spotless for 6 months doesn't steal jewels." The crowd murmured, doubt spreading. Mrs. Patterson nodded, old Tom from the livery scratched his beard. Ashford stepped closer, his voice a venomous whisper. "You're making a mistake, old man. By sunset, you'll regret this." The threat hung like gun smoke, chilling Cyrus as he guided Maggie toward his wagon. The ride to Blackwood Ranch was tense. Maggie, wrapped in a thin shawl, glanced back repeatedly, expecting pursuit. "They ain't coming," Cyrus said. "Hollister's spineless without Ashford's orders." Maggie's voice trembled. "I didn't steal, Mr. Blackwood. I don't even know where Mrs. Ashford keeps her jewelry." Cyrus nodded. "If you had, you'd be in California, not banished like some medieval peasant." His ranch sprawled across the valley, cattle grazing, a sturdy house with a wraparound porch. But as they approached, Cyrus's blood ran cold. 3 horses stood at his hitching post, belonging to the Garrett brothers, Ezra and Caleb, hired guns, and Sheriff Hollister. "Afternoon, Cyrus," Hollister called, hand on his gun. "We need to talk." Cyrus climbed down, joints aching. "This is my land, Wade." "Got a warrant?" Ezra spat. "Don't need one for a fugitive." "Fugitive?" Cyrus laughed coldly. "She ain't been charged, let alone convicted. You're trespassing. Hollister's whiskey-scented breath betrayed his nerves. Ashford swears you're hiding stolen jewelry. Cyrus stood firm. Search her. Search my house. But you better find something, or I'll have questions about your sheriffing. The air crackled with tension. Cyrus sensed the Garretts weren't here to search, they'd come to plant evidence. Caleb's hand edged toward his gun. Time slowed. Diego Santos, Cyrus's foreman, shifted in his saddle, ready for trouble. 3 against 2, with Maggie in the crossfire. Hollister licked his lips. Hand her over, Cyrus, and we all go home peaceful. Can't hand over what ain't here, Cyrus said. Ezra sneered. You're about to learn what happens when you cross the wrong people. Before guns could clear leather, a new voice cut through. I wouldn't do that, boys. A tall man in a black duster stepped from behind the barn. Marshal Kane Whitmore, a federal lawman with a fearsome reputation. Hollister paled. Marshal, we didn't know you were here. Whitmore's gray eyes scanned the scene. Looks like 3 armed men threatening an unarmed citizen. I'm tracking jewelry thieves across 3 states, and the trail led to Millbrook. Funny, I heard the stolen goods were recovered. Caleb's hand froze. Whitmore continued. I spoke to a fence in San Antonio, Miguel Torres. He's singing about a Millbrook merchant selling stolen jewelry. Hollister's face drained. Cornelius said the girl stole it. I didn't know. Ignorance ain't a defense, Wade, Whitmore said, flipping open Ezra's saddlebag. A velvet pouch sparkled with emeralds and diamonds. Mrs. Ashford's jewelry, stolen from Austin 3 months ago. Caleb bolted, but Diego's rope snared him, sending him sprawling. Whitmore's gaze darkened. Ashford's not just a fence, he's running the whole operation. Men like that don't leave loose ends. Hoofbeats thundered across the valley. 6 riders approached, led by Ashford, his face twisted with rage. Whitmore barked, Cyrus, get Maggie inside. Diego, secure the prisoners. Ezra lunged with a hidden knife, slashing Diego's leg. Caleb grabbed Hollister's dropped gun, firing at Whitmore. The marshal's return shot dropped Caleb, blood blooming on his shoulder. Cyrus drew his old Colt, diving behind the porch as bullets flew. Maggie's voice rang out from the house. There's a rifle in your closet, Mr. Blackwood. I can shoot. Cyrus shouted, stay inside. Her reply was fierce. They ruined my life. I'm fighting. Ashford's men opened fire, splintering the porch. Hollister, shamed or desperate, grabbed a pistol and shot at Ashford, screaming, you lying snake. The battle ended quickly. 3 of Ashford's men lay dead, he clutched a bleeding arm. Whitmore trained his gun on him. Cornelius Ashford, you're under arrest for conspiracy, theft, and attempted murder. Ashford's eyes locked on the house, snarling, if I'm going down, I'm taking that old fool and his thief with me. He raised a derringer, but a rifle cracked from the upstairs window. Maggie's shot shattered his wrist. Next one's through your heart, she called. Whitmore shackled Ashford, revealing his San Antonio warehouse had been raided, yielding stolen goods and records. Hollister, broken, admitted his negligence. As the sun set, a lone rider approached, Dr. Benjamin Harper, the town physician. Marshal, Mrs. Ashford confessed. She saw Cornelius plant the jewelry in Maggie's room after she rejected his advances. Maggie gasped. He tried to force himself on me. When I fought back, he framed me. Mrs. Ashford's confession detailed Cornelius's hidden safe, filled with evidence of his crimes. Hollister collapsed, muttering, I nearly ruined an innocent woman. Whitmore tucked the confession away. You'll answer for this, Wade, but standing up to Ashford might help your case. As the prison wagon rolled away, Maggie stood on Cyrus's porch. I don't know how to thank you, she said. Cyrus smiled. No thanks needed. Stay on as my housekeeper if you want. 6 months later, Maggie married Diego's son Carlos. Hollister served 30 days and lost his badge. Ashford got 20 years, his fortune returned to its owners. Cyrus lived knowing justice prevailed when one man stood for the truth.